Welcome you for the first time here to ICAM, the summer school portion. I'd like to begin with some introductions. I am Lagemaat, one of the organizers. Here's Smalyukh, co-organizer. We have Shaheen over there, also important, and Garry all the way in the back there, observing the proceedings. Some other people that are important to know here, and you'll see them talk later. Mike Notek, the director of RACI. Diane Stultz, who was extremely important in getting all this going. And we'd like to start with a little presentation on the ICAM summer schools that Ivan will give.
Thank you, Sean. So on behalf of organizers, I would like to give you a very brief introduction to the ICAM school so that you would have a better idea what to expect during the next 4 weeks. Okay, so this is a beautiful view of Boulder that you're already familiar with, and our summer school on renewable and sustainable energy, as you know, will run from July 16 to August 11. It's organized by RACI, Renewable and Sustainable Energy Institute, and a little bit later you will have an official welcome from RACI Director Mike Notek. The major sponsors of this summer school are National Science Foundation and International Institute for Complex Adaptive Matter, but we also have a number of other sponsors, and in here you can see a list of sponsors of this summer school. So those are different national and international organizations that made it possible for many of you to come here by receiving fellowships, and also they provided the support to attract renowned international speakers to give lectures for you here. So I would like to, since we are here at RACI, Renewable and Sustainable Energy Institute, I would like to show you this picture. This is a slide kind of provided by Mike Notek. So RACI, as you can see, is a partnership of University of Colorado. We are on campus of University of Colorado, and also National Renewable Energy Laboratory, a picture of which you can see in here, which is very close to here in Golden, Colorado, and we will visit this national lab in just 3 weeks from now or so. And so, as you can see from this slide, again kind of provided by Mike, education is very important component of activity of this new institute, right? And also another slide I used from Mike. From this one, again, you can see that education is an extremely important component because what we want to do as an institute is to create leaders of 21st century in this field of renewable and sustainable energy. And we cannot do it without education. And it has to be education of new type that you cannot receive oftentimes in the form of traditional undergraduate and graduate education. Right? And this is where we see our mission of RACI providing this kind of education. Right? And so the motivation for organizing this summer school is to bring together outstanding lecturers who are leaders in the field already, and also talented students, like many of you, who will be future leaders in this field. So there are no such schools organized around the globe, to my knowledge at least. And therefore, we also feel the time is right? The renewable energy problem is extremely important. It's very hard those days. So it's time to start organizing those kind of summer schools. But how do we start? Well, so for some time I was organizing the so-called ICAM summer schools. And those are intercontinental advanced materials for photonic summer schools that travel around the globe They are supported by the International Institute for Complex Adaptive Matter. And before, those summer schools were organized in many different places around the globe. For example, in China, in Australia, Argentina, and Uruguay last year. There is a plan to do it in United Kingdom next year. And what we decided to do is to bring ICAM to Boulder, do it on the topic of renewable energy, and obviously photovoltaics, which is at the interface of material sciences and photonics, was a perfect topic fit. Right, so this is how we decided to organize the summer school on renewable and sustainable energy here in Boulder. One important mission of those summer schools is to combine the advanced graduate level education with learning about cultures around the world. And I'll show you how we try to accomplish during the past ICAM summer schools, right? So as I already mentioned, those are supported mainly in the past by the Institute for Complex Adaptive Matter, which is an International Materials Institute program of the National Science Foundation. The University of Colorado, as you can see here, is a branch member of this international institution. Now, in the past, we had the ICAM schools in China. As you can see from this slide, back in 2009, we were able to do the summer school in 4 different Chinese cities: Qingdao, Beijing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai, right? This year, we do it just in Boulder, here in the United States, because as Sean was joking in the past, Boulder is like its own continent, right? So it's very self-sufficient. From the next slides I want to show is how much fun, in addition to the lectures, poster sessions, and all of that, the students had during those summer schools, right? So you can see in here some of the pictures from the past. Summer schools, and this one is, for example, from China. You can see they were learning calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy, they were learning Chinese dances. Guess what? We'll do the same here. We already have a professional tutor for you to learn a lot of dancing during the summer school, on top of learning about photonics, of course, and photovoltaics. So you can see those pictures, for example, from the Olympic Center in Beijing and Qingdao, the Great Wall of China, and the Forbidden City, Summer Palace in China, and so on. The next summer school we had in Australia, and that was held in Sydney and Brisbane, 2 different cities of Australia, was also very successful. And here you can see very active discussions when part of the summer school was actually devoted to photovoltaics, right? And so those were extremely successful discussions that we had at the summer school. Last year, we had a summer school in 2 different countries, Argentina and Uruguay, and also a number of different cities. It was also very successful, but as I already mentioned before, on top of lectures, we also had a lot of fun activities. And in here, for example, you can see a mini group photo from Iguazu Falls that we had a tour to, right? One of the most beautiful falls in the world. So today, or actually yesterday, the journey began for the 4-week summer school here in Boulder on renewable and sustainable energy. And obviously we do hope it will be a very successful summer school. What you should expect is, on top of lectures and 3 different poster sessions that we will have, we will have real-time webcast and the videotaping of presentations that will be later posted on the website. In terms of webcast, as you know, students from around the globe who were not able to come here will be able to ask questions in real time and also watch all of those lectures. There will be also a number of other activities and informal receptions. We will heavily utilize clicker technology, and Sean will give you a little bit more information about those. So we will also have 3 poster presentations where we will give 3 best presentation awards to different students. For example, from this slide you can see the recipients of past Best Poster Presentation Awards back in 2010, and you can see those are students coming from different countries from around the globe, just like you in this audience. Now, what I want to mention also is that the important component of those summer schools is that the students are not just passive participants. They are active organizers of a lot of different self-organizing activities, and the most fun activities that you can see from some of the slides are actually fully organized by students themselves. So we do hope that you will be very active in coming up with ideas of what to do so fun that you will remember this summer school entire life. Okay? And so in here you can see how different student organizations like SPE student chapters, took care of organization of a number of different activities in China, in Australia, and so on. As I already mentioned, we have real-time webcast and also the videotaping of all lectures, and those cameras right there are devoted to this, right? So Paul and Julian are videotaping and webcasting this lecture in real time, and people in India, Africa, Europe all can see us. Maybe they'll ask some questions here. Later on, when you all go home, for example, you will be able to go back to the web page and watch some of those videos, remind yourself maybe what the particular speaker was talking about, if that will become important in future. And you will be able to see a video of the lecture and also PowerPoint slides or PDF file of that particular presentation. Now, importantly, in the case of renewable energy research topics especially, is that the science and technology is extremely important from the standpoint of view of achieving goals in the renewable energy field, but it's not often self-sufficient. And so this is where oops.
You're standing right under the speaker, so
Okay.
go over this way a little bit. There you go.
All right. So this is why during this summer school we'll have 1 day of lectures on scale challenges that will discuss how we bring those technologies from the labs to commercialization and installation and make them an important part of the energy of the future. So as I already mentioned, we will have a 1 day of lectures devoted to this, and then also there will be a series of 4 p.m. lectures during the entire summer school. Another thing I want to mention is that Boulder is an extremely popular place to organize summer schools. And during this summer, we already have 3 such summer schools. The TASI Summer School, which is a summer school in the high energy physics field, has a history of a couple decades already. It's extremely successful annual summer school we have here in Boulder. And we also have Boulder Condensed Matter Summer School, with which we actually have 3 weeks of overlap. The students from this summer school stay in the same dorm, and as many of you do, and with them we'll have a joint ice cream social, also joint public lectures, and a number of other activities. I hope you will have some joint soccer games and some other fun activities too. Now, as I already mentioned before, the most important goal that we want to accomplish during the summer school is not only to have it a successful event, but also to give a birth to a new summer school series, a summer school on renewable and sustainable energy that will take place here in Boulder every year. So the iCamp summer schools will keep traveling around the globe. As I already mentioned, the next one in series is planned to take place in the United Kingdom, in Isaac Newton Institute at Cambridge University, also Bristol University and St. Andrews University in UK. But here in Boulder, we do hope to have a new series of summer schools that will be just like, those Boulder Condensed Matter Summer School or TASI schools, taking place every year here on this campus, bringing together talented students like you and also speakers from all over the world. So what topics should we consider for those summer schools? Well, perhaps wine, wind, energy, bio, and a number of other different topics. So in here you can see the different RACI research impact areas, and we do hope that the summer schools that we'll have in future will pretty much sequentially cover all of those topics that are impact research areas of this institute. So thank you for your attention. So Sean will continue with discussing a little bit the quicker technology and some other important issues.